Ravensdown and Ignition. I'm hoping you have had an opportunity to read some information about Ignition. Certainly when Gary Dyke joined us, I think it was about 18 months ago now, it was really timely to refresh our Ravensdown strategy. And through this process, with his fresh set of eyes, it became increasingly apparent that we could do better in some areas of the business. And this included our joint ventures, but also the challenge of developing digital and tech tools for us as farmers that really complement the role Ravensdown has in providing tools for smarter farming, but it cannot be a distraction, and that's in time or capital, from our core business of providing fertiliser. And that is why Ignition was born as a 100% Ravensdown subsidiary. Ignition is governed by a board with Gary Dyke as chair, myself as Ravensdown director, and Tony Balfour, an independent director with a huge amount of experience in startups and really successful commercial businesses. So why the pilot farms? Jasper Van Helder, our CE, will give you some more detail, but our purpose is to accelerate the delivery and adoption of commercially beneficial, practical innovations that are New Zealand trialled and tested with and for our farmers and growers. We need as farmers these innovations to meet our profitability and sustainability challenges going forward. In my mind, it's really about making the AgTech boat go faster. We're certainly feeling the pressure right now as farmers, and while change has always been part of our DNA, the sustainability challenge while remaining profitable and meeting our market expectations is real and hard work. However, often when the pressure is on, we see the greatest innovations, and with digital advances, we are seeing a whole lot more precision tools out there and more data opportunities. But the question is, how can we as farmers know that the tools will deliver them, or what tools will deliver the most benefit to our farming systems, and how can we accelerate the uptake? This is where the pilot farm should assist and deliver. The pilot farm program is pulling together curious, capable farmers like yourselves and innovators, such as those on our call today, to solve the challenge and provide more solutions. So Jasper, I'll hand it over to you to briefly share your background, but as importantly, outline the pilot farm program, and I'm really looking forward to your questions later in the webinar after we've heard from our 5 presenting innovators today. So look, I hope you enjoy the session. Thanks. Over to you, Jasper.
Awesome. Thank you, Nikki, and hello all. I'm Jasper Van Helder, originally from a Dutch farming family, but spent the last decade plus in New Zealand working on and improving the biggest organization in the country. It's good to be back in ag, and especially since I joined Ravensdown, I think earlier this year, January, to set up Ignition, to be part of the LT and to shape the future of the co-op together. Now, and first, before I get to the pilot farm network, a few words on Ignition itself. Ignition has a dual mission, that we have a financial objective and a non-financial objective. The financial objective is to get more value for our shareholders out of all the companies mentioned. But the non-financial objective is actually to help support the innovation in ag. We think we can play our role in going a bit faster and a bit differently. So the pilot farm network was actually born out of 2 ideas. The first one is that if you think of our financial mandate, Ignition is actually looking at about 100 innovations and technologies per year to invest in. So we see a whole lot. Some of them is not so great, but most of it has some merit to it, and some of them are simply outstanding. We invest in a few, but we cannot invest in many or in all of them. And we thought it would be a shame to just let that go. So what can we do with the tech that we're seeing, and how can we bring that to our farmers faster? And the second objective is that New Zealand has always been a bit of a test bed for new technologies. You may know that Google started their high-altitude balloon program, Loon, back in the day here. Amazon does drone deliveries. I spoke to a few Boeing engineers last week, actually, in Christchurch. They're working on the flying taxis. And the reason they picked New Zealand is that overall, we have a great cultural diversity, geographic diversity, and the willingness to try new ideas. If you bring those 2 together, then we see a whole lot out there. And that actually New Zealand is great as a test bed. We said, why don't we start this pilot farm network? We'll see how we go and if there's enough uptake, but at least it gives the participants the chance to see what's happening in the ag industry. What do we like? And therefore, it's a bit of education and a bit of awareness of what's happening, probably outside of your direct day-to-day. But also, if you're interested, why not do a bit of a try before you buy option and do it for a season or so? What it is, in short, really it is for our farmers and growers to take a sneak peek at what's out there. Just to take a look, to hear from our innovators, be in it before it actually goes to market. What it is not, it's the multi-year scientific trials. They are highly valuable, and there are other forums to do that, but this is not that. This is about the pre-commercial launch of actual products, actual services for people who want to try it. What it is also not is a way to lock people in. This is an informal network. So you can join, you can listen in, you can participate, and it's all good if you leave it at that. If you want to try some new technologies, even better afterwards. You can just put up your hand and we connect you to the right innovator, because ultimately it's you who need to have the benefit from it. The innovators need the feedback, and hopefully on farm you see some benefits to your farming system.